This is the DJI Action 5 Pro. One of the bigger features that came out with this camera is the ability to do low light better. But how much better? Well, we're going to compare it mostly to the DJI Action 4. So the Action 4, Action 5 Pro, how much difference is there going to be? And there's going to be even more bonus. I'll do a brief comparison of how it compares to the iPhone 16 Pro. And how does it compare to the Pocket 3, which is filming me right now? Let's find out. To set the stage, everything is filmed with 4K 30 with Rocksteady and the ultra widest lens. Action 5 8-bit, Action 4 10-bit. You can't go to 8-bit for Action 4, so it is what it is. But Action 5 still looks better in my opinion. Everything is cleaner, it's a little bit brighter and less noise. Good old-fashioned low movement stuff, Action 5 is a bit better. But when it comes to action and nighttime, something that older gentlemen are foreign to, the Action 5 does a bit worse when it comes to the motion, when it comes to the jiggles. You can see a lot of action, a lot of vibrations, and I'm holding this, so it would be worse if it was on the bar of the bike itself. And in my opinion, when it comes to these smaller cameras, low light and action do not mix well. But here's another look at 10-bit on both cameras, 2x zoom, and they are relatively static. This is a scenario where I would say there is a big improvement with the Action 5. The colors look better, there's less noise, and I think this footage is kind of usable. And this is with 2x digital zoom, so you know, this is stressing the camera out. I do want to mention that the Action 5 Pro is the one on the left is much easier to see at night. Definitely brighter than what your eye can really see. And what about that really new night mode? How does that fare? Well, let's have a look. Here's the night mode. Action 5, it got no better. It is, the overall image is brighter, but that's about it. You can still see the vibration issue with Rocksteady trying to digitally correct, but it just cannot do it. The foreground, there's just a bit too much mush with both of them, to be honest. The Action 4 doesn't look that great either. The Action 5, well, it's brighter, but it's not great. It performs poorly, and on the small screen it might be good enough for you, but on the large screen there's a whole lot of noise and a lot of small micro jitters that you can see. It shows up, it really does, and it's just not so good. Does it improve upon the Action 4? Definitely, and I would pay the extra to get the Action 5, to be honest, based on this. But how does it compare to other cameras? We'll find out later. Well, if you're thinking that maybe the Action 5 does better when it's not all compressed and whatnot, here it is with D-Log-M. Okay, we're filming on D-Log-M on both cameras, Action 4 and 5, and apply the LUT right now, and there you go. And you can see that it is still problematic. I mean, this might look okay for you on a small little cell phone. But even on small phones, I could see the jitters easily. Okay, everything is just shaking and it's not so well. And it's not that different from the large screen. Okay, the Action 5 does retain color better. It does better in pretty much most of this, but that's just with color, and the action portion of it does not work out well. You can see that once you slow down, then everything works well, but as soon as there's movement, it becomes problematic. The noise levels are really high. If you're looking for low noise level, you just need more light. That's just all there is to it. It cannot work well. The sensor is tiny, along with the digital stabilization that it does is just not going to cut it, in my opinion. Now that we're in the highest mode with log footage and 10-bit, there isn't going to be a noticeable improvement. Both cameras are going to struggle, and that is just the nature of action cameras. They have improved, but not enough. That's just my opinion. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. And now, time for my feelings. I'm going to compare the DJI Action 5 to the iPhone 16 Pro, which I think is going to do well because it is a $1,000 iPhone, but it doesn't. Here's the iPhone 16. It just doesn't look good. It's always been an issue. The ultra wide lens is small. I mean, the sensor in that, it's just a tiny little dot of a sensor, 1/3.5 inch or something tiny. And this is no motion. This is as good as it gets. Wait till you see how it turns out when you're using motion and low light and the iPhone 16. And fortunately for the iPhone 16, it does have a light. You can use the light when in a pinch. You will look like a maniac. However, that light might be for you. Who cares if you're blinding people in the middle of the night? But without the light, here it is compared to the Action 5. You can see that the iPhone 16 is really struggling. It is pure mud at this point. And that is no improvement compared to other iPhones in my recollection. Yeah, there just isn't no improvement. And here it is with the actual human being. Despite being Asian, I am not AI generated. And Action 5 does look just a whole lot better in this scenario. Early morning with the street lights. Yeah, the Action 5 can pass as somewhat usable in this scenario. Moving on to the camera that's been doing all of the B-roll, and this is the DJI Pocket 3 with the Traveler Pro case. Links in the description. How does it do compared? You should kind of know by now. Here it is, side by side. The DJI Pocket 3 is just on a different level. It's a completely different field of view as well. It's much closer and it's much brighter. It's much clearer. There's no jiggly vibrations. It's a completely different camera compared to the Action 5. So which one should you get for low light? And I think it's quite clear that the Action 5 is better. It's a good amount better as long as there's not a lot of action involved. And it's kind of odd calling it an action camera. The Action 4 does better when there's action involved. However, it's still not good. It is not good at all. There's just too much shake going on, too much digital correction that's trying to accomplish. It's just not great when there's action. And when you're slowing things down and you're just putting this down fixed on a tripod or just standing really still, yeah, you can do that. Then the Action 5 is a clear winner in any mode. You're using 8-bit, 10-bit, D-Log, it just all looks better compared to the iPhone 16 Pro. The iPhone 16 Pro is just terrible at the ultra wide lens, and that has been increased to 48 megapixels for photos, but for videos it's just not there. It's just never gonna be there as long as this sensor is so much smaller. I believe it's 1/3.5 or something compared to 1/1.3. There's a big difference in sensor size. So the iPhone 16 is just not going to cut it. But compared to the Pocket 3, well, the Pocket 3 has a larger sensor and it has an f2 lens compared to f2.8. So that is double the amount of light. Not even taking the sensor into equation. The Pocket 3 is just on a different level. It is just right up there with like the mirrorless cameras. I just want to state that the lines are getting blurry between Action Camera and the Pocket 3 because Action cameras are improving image quality all the time. However, the discrepancy is so wide that it may take a while before it even catches up to the 3. And by the time it catches up to the 3, there's probably a Pocket 6 already. Price wise, it's not there either. It's only $350. And this one, the Action 4, is $300. So, you know, you're getting what you get for the price, right? These are rugged little things that if you drop it, it's not going to be a problem. If you drop the Pocket 3, oh man, I don't even want to think about it. That's a bad day, right? A very bad day. This could be $600 down the drain. So when you're wanting more rugged and waterproof, you could take the swimming with you. You could take it on the beach with you. The Pocket 3, you give that up, but then you'll be rewarded with much better low light ability all the time. Anyhow, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think about this Action 5, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one. Take care.